platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok. You could definitely tap in on all social media platforms. I got Miss. Look, I don't want to mispronounce your name. I know your last name. I want you to say your
It's
name.
Chaney.
I got Miss Cheney, player
Yeah.
179 in the building from Squid Games the Challenge. And I got my dog Sneakers in the building as always. Let
What's
your
up?
voice be
What's up?
heard. All right.
Hey, hey. Women
Uh,
Crush Wednesday. There she goes.
here you go,
Yeah,
man.
we was getting fresh face.
So before I even start this, I just want to say happy belated birthday to you.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Huh?
definitely. So the first question is always gonna be, how did you get into the Squid Games? What was the process? What was your journey to getting approved and getting into the Squid Games?
So, I'm a fan of the original show. When it first came out on Netflix, I watched it and I was like, "Oh, this is freaking awesome!" And then when I found out that Netflix was doing a challenge, I was like, "Okay." I found out by watching the news. So when I'm at work and I have my downtime, I watch CNN, and they had like a little commercial of it on there, and I was looking, I was like, "This can't be for real." So I was like, "Push it to the side." I go home the next day, I see it on the news again. And I was like, okay, I'm tuned in now. They're really gonna do a challenge on this. And I was like, what are the odds of me making it on there? And then I was like, no, next. And then I go to work again, and then I see another article of it, and it's like, okay, Cheney, this is the third time you didn't saw it. God clearly is telling you something, so let's apply for it. So I get on there, I put my application in. The initial application is very, very short. You just put your name on there, how old you are, and like what you do. And then once you send it off, they send you an email back. The email was not very happy. It was like, oh, we received over 100,000 applications, so please don't expect to hear back from us because we got a lot of applications. So this was around May last year. And once I submitted the application, I was like, okay, well, hey, I took my shot. I'm probably not going to get it. It is what it is. And then here comes October, November, and they emailed me back. And it was like, we liked your application. We want you to go ahead and submit a video of yourself saying why you would be good for the challenge. So I knocked that out, and then it was like they emailed me back, and it was like, okay, you made it to the next round in the casting process. And I was like, y'all gotta be shitting me. Like, am I really? Like, am I really about to be on here? So that whole process took about a good month to get through. So it was about 3 to 4 interviews. Sometimes it was group interviews. Sometimes it was one person interviewing you. Most of the people that were interviewing you are over there from the UK. So all they wanted to see, honestly, is your personality. Like, what do you do? How do you answer questions? How do you think? What's your thought process, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I would say the whole process for me was beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that in my life. And for me to take like a leap of faith like that, it was beautiful. And I did it and I killed it.
And that was another thing I was gonna ask you too, because you say you never did anything like that. Have you ever been on any other game shows, or have you ever? No.
No, I've never been on any other show. I will now, but because I like it, like I got the experience, and I'm like, okay, like this feels like home to me. You know what I'm saying? I have the personality for it, so I was like, I can get on here and I can run some stuff up. So after this experience, yes, I definitely will be applying for some other stuff.
Yes, you're a full vibe. You definitely is a
Thank
full
you.
vibe,
You know
man.
I
I
do what
think
I
you're
do.
probably pretty much a lot of people's favorite female, I could say. You
Oh.
for sure. Sneakers, you got a question? We'll rotate the questions.
So I heard the process and how it went. So did you have time to practice any of the games or any of the challenges? Like it was just all off the cuff?
No. So I watched the original series and I was like, okay, we're probably gonna do red light, green light. We're probably gonna do that cookie. I honestly thought that I was gonna get taken out on the cookie challenge because it looked hard. Like honestly, like if you watch the original series, it's like those people was in there, it was going down. So no, I didn't practice anything. When we got to the dorm, before we left to go to set to film while we were in the hotels in the UK, I started looking up some YouTube videos on how to do like the cookie. Absolutely no help at all. I was like, you might as well just shut this shit down. I can curse on here, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You good?
Okay.
So the licking the cookie in the back don't work.
No, and that was not even my strategy. So it was an Asian lady in there, the lady that's in the top three. She was actually in our group. And so she was telling us that we have to soak the cookie. And so what I was doing before we were walking in there is I held a lot of spit. This is very vulgar, you guys. I held a lot of spit like in my mouth. And when they was like, okay, open the tin can and you can start, I said, "Bleh," and I spit it all in there. I did. And so you had to let the cookie melt from underneath. And then you took the little needle that they gave you and you sawed it on the top. And it worked just like that. So all those people you saw that was licking the cookie, no, that's not a good strategy. You gotta let it melt with your saliva. No, you cannot pee on it because that's very nasty. Because you gotta you gotta like take it out or
Oh,
whatever. So
there's
you
some
want to touch
nasty
your own
stuff we
pee.
heard. We
People were
gonna
asking that. They're like, "Oh my god, can we pee on it, nigga? No, like you can't pee on it." Like, who would even ask that question? So I let the saliva soak it, and I carved it. And I actually had the star. They don't show my part in that episode, but I had the star, and I was devastated that I had that because I wanted the circle or the triangle. But God is good, and I got past it.
That's
definitely.
what's up.
That's one thing I noticed, man. They kept you very hidden and silent throughout like
So I
four to
made a boss
five
move.
episodes, and you just came out roaring. You hear me?
Nowhere.
You
That's
out
what
of
I'm saying.
nowhere, you just
I was
came
trying to
out.
be low key. Like I wasn't in there talking to everybody like that because you could just I'm very intuitive, so you could just feel the energy. And a lot of people was just in there on some fake stuff, and they were in there as their representative, and I was in there as me. And I was like, well, if you're not in here as you, then you can't rep with me because I just don't. I'm not. I don't get down like that. So that's why me, TJ, and Darius and them, we all clicked because we were just being ourselves.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. Y'all are. I feel like I'm still watching the show, talking to you because you are you. Like you are you. Like this. It
Oh
wasn't no
yeah.
and TJ. We actually got an interview with TJ. And he's the same exact way. Even after
Yes,
the show,
he
if you
is.
pay attention to TJ right now, he's still the same him. So
He is
and
absolutely
so that sparks the other question of
okay.
um what was your strategy going into the game, and do you think well basically being yourself is the best strategy, is one of the things that people should do, be they self, or do you think people should play the game, you know what I'm saying?
As this first experience again, as time has gone by, I feel like these type of games are a social game. And I'm gonna go ahead and submit to that, and I'm gonna stand on that. These are a social games, so you have to get in there and you have to play the game. You have to socialize and you have to talk to people. Because I don't know if y'all watched the entire thing, but alliances broke apart, people got eliminated. So as those things start
Got a
to
new
crumble,
gang, what's
you
it?
you got to make sure that I'm good over here. Even though this is home, I have to still be good over here and over here. So I would say go in there and play the game. Still be true to yourself, but you got to put that face on, like kind of like how Black people do when we go to work. Anyway, if you work in corporate, you have to put that face on. You know what I'm saying? To get to where you're trying to get to. Did I do that? No, but I'm learning. I'm learning.
All right.
I was like,
Wow.
I'm about to go in here and just be me, and they just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, no, don't do that, people. If y'all want to go on season 2, because they are doing season 2, if y'all want to
Yeah.
go on it, get in there and play the game. It's $4.5 million. Get in there and play the game.
So that go ahead, Sneakers, go ahead.
Well, what had you be so calm? Because there were so many other characters that was crying, that was nervous, but you just had this calm sense about you, like you knew you was gonna, tackle these challenges and make it to the next part.
See, and so that's the part of editing. They portrayed me as strong, independent, smart Black woman. But when you look at everything that was done, y'all, I cried. Like I cried so much, and I know they don't show it, and I wish they did show like that side of me, y'all. I cried so much. Okay,
Hmm.
I cried, I laughed, I was angry, I was in those interviews cursing. Like I showed all of that, but that would have changed the character that they wanted to portray of me in there. So yeah, for the most part, I was calm, but it was such an emotional experience, especially seeing people get eliminated like that. And then when 176, that was my day one when he got taken out. Like I shut down. I didn't want to do any more interviews. I was like, don't talk to me. When we had to do the picnic, they had to come get me out the bed because I was just done. So I did show all of that. It just didn't make the edits.
So then that was the crazy thing, because that was one of the questions that we was gonna come with today. We wanted to know if like some of those people was like extras, or like was there like acting, like, and there was a lot of
Yes.
crying going on. There was a lot of
Yes,
extra
absolutely.
crying
So
going on.
yes, it was a lot of theatrics going on in there. Absolutely. Because some of these people, they've done reality TV before, or they have big followings on social media. So they know that this will sell. Like I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna act this way because this is gonna get views. So they did absolutely that. Majority of the people, those tears were real, but some of the people were they theatrics, absolutely.
I definitely felt that. Go ahead, Sneakers.
So I know you are a mathematician whiz, algebra, right?
Yeah.
So what is the what's the hardest math problem you've ever had to solve?
The hardest math problem. I took a class in Texas Southern University. That's my alma mater, HBCU. I took a history of math class in there, and when I tell y'all, this was like Flintstones math. This was like before numbers was numbers, so it was just a bunch of symbols and squares and triangles. So I can't even begin to explain how hard that problem was for me, or how hard that class was for me, because it was just all symbols. It looked like the symbols in Squid Games: triangles, squares, and circles. That's exactly what it looked like. So that was probably the hardest math type of problems that I've ever encountered. And I could not teach that. I'm to be honest, I will not be able to teach that.
All right,
It's
all
hard.
right.
Algebra, yeah, I'm on my algebra, absolutely. But anything higher than that, calculus, pre-calculus, statistics, probability, differential equations, I took all of that. Very, very hard.
Okay.
All right. Since we on the life question, before we get back to the Squid Game questions, then we on the life question. So, what is it that you do now? So, because we know that you're an educator, the people want
Mm-hmm.
to know what you do.
So during the show, I was actually still in the classroom. I was a math teacher teaching Algebra 1. Now I'm actually a math instructional specialist. So I'm over the math department in the school that I work in, and I pretty much coach teachers how to teach. So I run the meetings, I do the curriculum, I do all of that stuff.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Flowers to you, Queen.
thank you.
Sneakers.
Well, who do you think will win the whole 4.5 million dollars? Who do you think's got it?
Phil, and I don't know what his number is. It's probably 4-1 something. Phil is the white guy with the long hair. It's kind of short now. Him. Out of the top three that were in there, he was the only one of those people that I actually had a conversation with while we were in the dorm. And he really does have a very soothing, humbling personality. He's very sweet. So I've been commenting on his stuff on social media stuff, and I was like, I hope you take the money tonight.
Yes, I've been seeing him for
Yeah.
sure.
I wish it
Like,
was
yeah,
me,
suave his whole way through. Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm talking about just not he
But
played
he's
the
been cool.
game.
He didn't. I don't
He
think I seen
played
him
the
snake
game.
nobody though. I didn't. I don't see him. I don't think I
Nah, he
seen
threw
him.
his homegirl under the bus. He did. When they were
Yeah,
in
he
that
did.
circle of trust, he definitely put that box on her desk. Yeah, he
Definitely.
did.
So, what
Yeah.
do you? When we talking about snaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first person to try to snake you was one. I think I believe it was on 161.
141.
What it was 141 or 161?
41.
14. Oh, you ain't.
Wait, are you talking about when we were up there voting, or when the
Yeah,
dude
yeah.
lied? 330 was the person that put my number on the screen.
It was 330.
But I don't look at
Okay.
that as snaking, because I look at it like it's tick for tack. So I put his number up there, and then in retaliation, he put my number up there. So I don't consider that snaking. But what
Oh,
141 did, lied to my face. Oh, absolutely. That was a straight up snake.
oh, oh. I
Tried to bite
know.
me, but I got the antidote. So it's
I
cool.
know y'all go crazy after now. When y'all get to sit back and watch the show,
Yes.
y'all see a lot. There's a
What I'm
lot of
seeing is like
backdoor going on.
y'all get to see why I wasn't up in here being just all friendly like this, because people was just on some two-time and stuff. Like it was like it's just so much backstabbing, and I'm watching like most of the players' interviews and stuff afterwards. It was just so much tick for tack, lying, manipulative. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't on that time. So I think I played it right, because if I would have, tried to befriend someone and then it came out later on that they was really on some not really nice stuff, then I would have felt some type of way about it. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I definitely think you played it right for sure.
You.
You made me a fan. You know
Thank
what I'm saying?
you.
Trust me. And like I told you, you got people when I posted the interview.
Uh-huh.
You got people inboxing me. They ready to do some
Oh.
artwork for me just to make sure that it looked it right. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh.
swear, I'm not telling you no lie.
All
So
right.
you
I
got you
believe
got
you.
you got your fans, and like I said, I try to look for you. Even when I looked on your Instagram, I'm like, this girl ain't showing nothing. She doesn't show
Yeah.
nothing. What she do? Do she have a social media? TikTok? I'm like, oh my god, only a few videos on YouTube. Oh my
It's
god,
only a
yeah.
few.
I'm like,
Yeah.
she don't want to be seen at all, and I
It's
respect it.
it's not that. It's just like literally working in a high school setting. I just don't ever want any kid to find my stuff. So before the show, like I didn't make my page public until probably like a week before the show started. It's been
Mm.
private this whole entire time, because I don't want them to find me. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. Because at work, y'all see how like you've been on my social media page. Like I'm cute on my social media page, but
You
at work, this is
fine.
how I am at work. Like it's no makeup, it's none of that. I got my glasses on most of the time. So I'm in full teacher mode.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
outside of work, I'm a baddie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I be going down. But I don't want them to see that side yet, because it's like y'all not there yet. Like y'all
Yeah.
still got some growing to do.
They
Y'all still
gonna
got some
try you. It's also that one dude that think he the man, the most
yeah,
popular dude who swear
absolutely.
he's suave like that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he gonna try you. Oh. So back to the Squid Games. Would you ever do it again? Would you?
No.
Would you?
No, I'm sorry. It was a lot. It was so much. Look, if they paid me some money up front, absolutely. But we didn't get paid for that. Like, yeah, they flew us out and stuff for free. Hotels, everything was free. But it's still like you still have to take time off of work. If you didn't have vacation time for all of that, like I didn't, your checks and stuff were being docked. So I had to go through that whole process. I was team lead before I left to go shoot the TV show. Being in education, you can't be away from the classroom that long. So once I got back, I got demoted. I'm not even gonna lie. I took a hit going out there on that show like that. So for me to have to do that again, it's gonna have to be some compensation up front.
And that's one of the things that I noticed about the show.
Yeah.
Everybody that we talked to so far, they said it was 4 to 5 weeks of shooting,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I guess it's even more for the people who's top three, right?
Who top three, absolutely. So imagine like having all that time like off from work, and at that time, I'm still over the tested subject. So my kids have to pass this test in order to graduate. So it doesn't look too good to miss that much of work. And I am trying to transition out of education, but I want to do it gracefully. I don't want to just up and just leave my kids like that, because I'm good at what I do and I know that they benefit from me. So I don't want to ever just leave them high and dry like that.
Sneakers, you got a question?
Yeah. Are you single?
I
All
am.
right.
I'm
Hold up.
single. I am. I've been in my me season. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this whole entire year, it's been a tough year for me, just mentally and spiritually. So I just been in my me season. I wanna grow, y'all. Like I wanna elevate, and I'm seeing that God is on my side, of course, always. But I'm seeing like the trajectory of my life. It's just gonna be me and God. That's gonna get me there. And that requires focus and that requires dedication. So that doesn't leave a lot of room for dating, because with dating, a lot comes with dating. Like I'm beautiful. So some men might be like, oh, she good eye candy. Oh, she did. So let me just take her to bed. But they're not really trying to like just invest like that. So I don't really have time for that right now.
Okay.
That's just a question the people want to know. So you had to answer, man. You just had to answer
They
that.
can shoot their shot, but just
Come
be
on.
on your P's and Q's.
Listen, you know what they did? They said, "Oh, play 179, Chaney." Okay, Google is there.
I've
You
had
feel
some
me?
few people
Go.
try to shoot their shot, but it needs to be Steph Curry. Okay.
Okay. So,
Ooh.
question: as we talking about, dating and shooting a shot or whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be, in the Squid Games, what? Because we heard a story, so we want to hear your part of it.
Okay.
Um, was anyone boinking? I guess that's the good
So
word.
to my knowledge,
Was
no,
anyone having sex?
no one was in there fornicating. No. Did they
Uh,
have condoms in there for us? Absolutely. In the bathroom, they had condoms. So I felt like they were prepared. Like if some people went in there and wanted to be on that type of time, but nobody was. And so like I don't know if y'all know, but it was like we didn't have any Carmex or chapstick or anything like that. So people started using the condoms with the lubrication, and they opened
Did
the
you do
condoms
it?
and they took the lube from the condoms and they used it as Carmex. So
Did,
that's what the condoms got used for, y'all. Nobody fornicated in there, but they did like moisturize their lips with them.
did you do that?
Did it, and listen. I found out. I'm gonna be straight up honest. When I found out that that it was condoms in there and I can use the lube inside of them, I surely did go to that bathroom and try to find them, but they were all gone by then. So would I have done it?
It was
Absolutely.
that
My
bad?
list was chapped. Yes. And we kept asking and asking for chapstick, but they had to, package it in a certain way to where no labels and stuff are shown. And then they gave us like a personal container with our numbers and stuff on them. So they did a good job bringing it out. It just took a long time.
Okay. All right, but it was the first. It was the first
It
one,
was
so
the
it
first.
was
Now
a
this next
trial and
season,
error.
I feel like it's gonna go down.
he they gotta
It's
come
gonna
out
go
with new
down.
games for sure. And if you don't know, the Squid Games challenge Netflix series, the Squid Games, they are taking applications
Yes,
right
they
now.
are. Take y'all shot. Shoot your shot. If that's something you're interested in, go for it.
Hey,
Yes, if you
I
want to
might have
have
to take. I might have to
chapstick,
take that shot,
if
man.
you
I might
gotta
have
Look,
to
use,
take the
try
shot. It's $4.5 million. Take the shot.
listen, the only thing you gotta worry about is chap lips,
Cap,
and using
cap lips.
condoms for
And the
it.
chapstick.
food
Oh,
is
I
not
sneak
good.
my own
You will have
Carmex
to
in there.
survive off of less than 1,000 calories. I'm gonna be honest about that as well. The food is not good at all. So you're gonna lose some weight on there.
What
You
kind of
are.
food are they giving?
So the breakfast was always porridge. They call it porridge over there in the UK. Porridge
Okay,
every day, no sugar, no butter, no nothing. Just regular plain oatmeal out the thing, and they put it in the
that sound
containers,
like
and
grits.
it's man, it was terrible, y'all. I was like, it just got to a point where I just started giving mine away because I was like, I just cannot make myself eat this anymore.
What was lunch?
Lunchtime, I think they showed the lunch on the Netflix series. So if you saw like the rice with the egg, that was actually pretty good, and it was what we really wanted, but they seldomly gave it to us because they knew we liked it. And then for
Okay.
dinner, it was always a chicken breast with some plain white rice.
So all 5 weeks you're shooting every day?
Yes, 24/7. No, not
Oh,
all 5 weeks. So we got there. It takes a week to get situated. We had to quarantine. And then from then on out, so the next 2 to 4 weeks, it is shooting. Yes, 24/7. You have cameras on you and you're mic'd up 24/7. They have
mm,
cameras on your bed. They have microphones everywhere.
mm.
By the showers, toilets,
I
everywhere.
seen there was
Yeah,
cameras everywhere, so they was catching.
everywhere.
Uh, uh,
Everywhere. They were
uh,
catching everything. Hmm.
so how was shooting? Was it continuous? Did they make y'all stop a lot? Was it?
No, it was continuous. When I tell you them people got hours and hours and hours of footage, it is continuous. Them cameras never stop rolling.
So they basically
And
just.
you get to a point when you're in the dorm life because you get so submerged into the game that you just completely forget that the cameras are there. So you get used to it, you will.
Okay, sneakers.
Man, you know, this is crazy. You got me a little bit on the fence about joining now. Cameras
Because the
rolling
food,
24/7.
yeah, I would
But not
suggest fasting before you do. If you want to do a fast.
okay, okay. Nah, you're definitely fun, vibrant. You know what I'm saying? I definitely enjoyed you on the show. Definitely enjoyed your company here. You are hilarious.
Thank you.
And good luck to you in all your ventures. And I hope you do attempt something else like this because I love to watch you on TV again.
Thank you. You're so awesome.
Definitely, definitely. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for taking this interview most of all, and I can't wait to see what's next for you if you do go on to another show or
Oh,
if you
me
you
too.
know like I really feel you could do something on YouTube and
Yeah.
TikTok. I really do
Y'all know
feel
how many
like,
people are manifesting that into my life? Like
well, you need to do
I'm
it.
planning it. I'm planning it. I'm working with someone now to see like, okay, what do I want to do? Because I don't want it to be like everything else. I want it to be Chaney.
Yes, definitely. And that's and like I told you, I said earlier, be yourself. That's the best
Yeah.
thing you could do because you don't have
Yes.
to now you don't have to put on a show whenever you do sit down and will have,
Yes. Absolutely.
um for sure. Thank you. I appreciate you, Miss Cheney.
Thank y'all so
I
much.
do have one more question. Because I gotta make sure you get promoted on this thing.
Okay.
Like what's your next step? You
My
know,
next step is honestly a YouTube series. I'm working on him now with she's gonna be my assistant and she's pitching me ideas and stuff now. So we're gonna work over this weekend and we're gonna figure out like what angle do I want to go. So I kind of want it to be like a Cheney reality show. And I want to like everybody always tell me like you need to capture your day, you need to show like what your day looks like and like so record it and then give like interviews like with me and then include some people on it. I just don't know like what that should look like. You know, should people sign NDAs? How do I copyright it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I'm working on now.
well, you look like sound like you're trying to do it big, and
I
that's the only way to
am.
do it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping it so real
You know
and
some
letting
ways
people
to do
know
it.
that you could be real on TV or go on these
Absolutely.
shows and be yourself and not be fake. Like you don't like
Absolutely.
you represented for the culture. I swear to God, you did. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Miss Cheney.
Thank y'all.
Before we get up out of here, let us know all of your handles where we can find you at. From TikTok, from YouTube, from Instagram. I don't know if you want your Facebook to be out there, but yeah,
So
keep
I
the
have
Snapchat
IG.
away.
My IG is what's on the screen right now at CHAN 3Y. My TikTok is the same. It's just at CHAN 33Y. And then my YouTube is Chaney Talks.
All right, definitely. Shout out to you. Thank you. I
Shout
appreciate
out
you.
to y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all, kings.
Pull up. Thank you, Queen.